So let's talk about what Julia would need in Season 4. What buffs or what nerfs I would give her. Now the first one I would give her is ensuring that the wall combo with this doesn't side switch. Quite often in game it side switches if you're like a little bit off axis or whatever. So I would like this be always leaving her in this position rather than side switching. So that's the first buff I want for her. More of a fix than a buff. The second one would be Power Crush. It can slip through the opponent a lot because it just seems to slip under them if they do certain moves that interact with hitbox weirdly. So sometimes it'll just slip under. So I would like that to be fixed. I wouldn't say a buff, but you know, just a fix. The next one I would like is this to be consistent on all characters. Why this would be good is because it gives her a lot of advantage and she doesn't lose too much damage. So she gets a good bit of damage and she doesn't lose much advantage. She doesn't lose much damage, but she gets a lot of advantage off it. So I would like this only works in the half the cast, so I would like it to be buffed so that it works in the whole cast. And it's important because if Julia screws in front of the wall, she can't do run up jab because there's no clean wall splat to do the dash jab. So she can approach with the elbow and then do hop kick string if they're screwed in front of the wall. So this would be a really good consistent combo. Nerfs I would give her would be make this -12 or -13 because to be honest it is too good for what it is. It's a lot of damage for what it does, so I would definitely nerf this. Make it unsafe, make it -12, -13, I don't mind. She can do shit like this, you know, it's ridiculous. So yeah, make this a bit unsafe. So we can use it only as a whip punisher or as a commitment as a mid option. Another one I would do it's a nerf to bow and arrow. It's one of the two. I would either reduce the damage on bow and arrow or I would remove the 443 at the wall. I think removing the 443 at the wall is a good idea because she gets a really toxic mix up afterwards. So if she backdashes, you know, she gets a setup, you know, a war drum setup. So I think removing this flip over would be good and just giving her a den 3 or something. I don't know how they will remove it. Maybe make it not hit grounded or something. But, you know, allow her to keep the mid-screen Oki, but just remove the 443. I don't know how they would do this. Maybe make 443 not hit grounded, but whoever. Lashing Arrow, I would nerf this so she doesn't get the 443 follow-up. Because it is pretty silly against the wall, because when you do this near the wall, you can get this combo. Which I think is a bit too much, especially when you can do stuff like this into it as well. So I would remove this combo. So I will increase the recovery of the Lashing Arrow so she doesn't get anything free afterwards. I think that would be a fair enough. So she doesn't get any follow-ups afterwards. And another thing I would nerf is reduce the damage on this a little bit. Because she gets this off a lot of things. So this into this, which is pretty chunky, or this whole string into it. So I would reduce the damage on the stomp. She gets off this as well. And of course, we all know her wall combo, she gets off that as well. So I think reducing the damage on the stomp would make her more fair to fight against in terms of damage. And I think those are the only changes I would give her. Mostly fixes and then some nerfs. Like, she will still be very strong. She will still have a very oppressive neutral game with 441, down 3, elbows, shotguns. She will still have good wall carry. She will still have good damage. Especially with this being buffed, she will still have a very strong wall game and damage. So I think I'm being fair with these changes. And that's all I would ask for Julia.